Welcome back. It's Kirk's Report, and I'm very excited to bring issue number 25 of Transformers. Now, I haven't been a Transformers reader for many years. However, Daniel Warren Johnson's amazing run on this book just pulled me back in, and I am there. Every time I turn a page and I hear one of these Autobots or Decepticons talk, I hear the voice from the cartoon. I can even hear them transform. That's how good it was. And it just pulled me into that nostalgic pool of warmth from when I was a child at my grandmother's house, reading my comic books, eating my chocolate bars and crisps. And it was such a great time. And that's exactly what this book does. It continues exactly where Daniel Warren Johnson left, or Robert Kirkman and Dan Mora. Wow, what a team. Also, Jorge Corona has got a sort of the first half of the issue. So it's a nice transition between the art and the story as well. So all in all, I'm just going to tell you right now, this is brilliant. I absolutely love it. Let's look at the art because it is delicious. So we start with Megatron, okay, after that battle that he had with Optimus Prime. And he's not happy at all. He feels that his Decepticons, his soldiers, have let him down. Where's the guts? Where's the heroism that they had? Where's the brutalness that they had? And he is smashing them around, reminding them, right, of who's boss and what he expects. As you can see, he's severely battle damaged from his fight with Optimus Prime, which was the last issue and legendary, right? It was an all-out bash across the pages, metal flying everywhere. It was incredible. I really, really enjoyed it. So he is giving them an absolute bollocking, as we call it in the UK. And he goes through each of them, which is also a nice way to introduce the cast of Decepticons. So he goes through them and he tells them what their powers are and why they didn't use them. And it's really, really good. It's grueling. It's like a head teacher and you've all assembled, all of you, into the sort of hallway, I don't know, and he's giving you the telling off of your life. This Megatron is not happy. And he takes some of that out on our friend Starscream. And he gives Starscream a bit of an extra kick in it and just stomps and stomps and stomps him until he's basically, I think his spark almost goes out. But he's like, listen, we need to do something about this, right? We're on this planet that we can absolutely decimate. We can make Cybertron good again. We can bring peace to Cybertron, right? By using domination, conquest, and oppression. Because I'm all about the peace, which I love that he's saying peace through tyranny, right? It's so Orwellian. It is brilliant. And he rouses them up again. Now, Starscream, of course, is thrown on the scrap pile. I'm sure that's going to come back to haunt Megatron. And we get this page here, all hail Megatron, all hail Megatron. And you can hear them chant it in the back of your head. It's so good. And as that echoes away, we see Starscream isn't finished as his eyes power on. And we get Decepticon load because it's half and half this issue. You get half an issue of Decepticons and half an issue of the Autobots. So it sets the scene for what Robert Kirkman is up to. And boy, oh boy, is it fun. And this is where we get the art transition. Wow. It is a huge leap if you're used to this for 2 years. But gorgeous leap, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. Look at Optimus Prime there. You can see all those wires and everything else going on. It is amazing. Now, the Autobots have made a bit of a sort of public showing over recent times, and the public now realise there's good robots and bad robots, as demonstrated here by this little girl saying, you know, I'm not scared of you, I know you're a good boy. And they're in Chicago, clearing up the sort of remnants of the previous battles with the Decepticons earlier on, okay, earning more trust from the public because, you know, they're hanging around to help and clear up. So, Ultra Magnus, he's feeling a bit down. He feels like he's failed the Autobots as well. And each of these characters really, really do have their own little story. And sometimes you kind of forget that they're not human because the writing's so good. Anyway, let's move on a little bit. So, while they're uncovering all the rubble, they find out that Shockwave has been buried under it. And he pops out. And he puts up a good fight, but it's not good enough. Optimus Prime makes short work of him, slams him down, and they capture him. He is now their prisoner. Look at that page. Just giving him a shoulder slam into the ground. It's like, you are staying down, boy. Stay. And that's what he does. So they wrap him up, as they say, ready to take him back to their base and maybe interrogate him. I don't know. Hold him prisoner. Now, while that's happening, of course, the US military is making itself very, very known with this chappie here. And he says, listen, Optimus Prime, we know you're the good robots. We know they're the bad robots. Well, let's work together. We can give you whatever you want. You know, let's work together and get rid of this threat. But Optimus Prime, the humble man, he says, listen, we want nothing in return. It is our fault that you have this problem here on your Earth. We've brought the Decepticons here. It's our responsibility. You do not need to give us anything in exchange for our assistance. And that sits well with our army chappie here. I forget his name, but we'll get to it shortly. Anyway, the Ark, which is now just a cave. Okay, the Ark was the spaceship that was embedded into this mountain, which was their sort of base of operations for the Autobots. Well, they lost it, let's just say. It's flown off. It had been taken away. So all they've got now is this cave, and they decide to explore it. And as they go down, there's a rumble, and it reappears. Very strange, all right? Very strange. Why has this come back? Also, interwoven into the network to make it all work is the remnants of a Decepticon who doesn't want to be there, but that's the only way they can keep it operational and powered. And we see in the shadows another Decepticon. So maybe this is all part of a plan. I don't know. But it's back, and they're happy about it because you know what? The spaceship's better than a cave. Let me go to an undisclosed location, this military base, and we find out more about what the army has to offer. And we go down, many, many, many levels underground to this sort of secret, very, very, very clandestine operation, the government. And they have 2 Autobots there, and they've had them for a long time. Wow, this is interesting. It's Mirage and Bulkhead, and we learn that the green one was found, if you can believe this, under a pyramid in Guatemala in 1906. And we find out that the blue one, as he calls it, was found at the bottom of the ocean in 1936. And it wasn't until 1984 that we had the technology to bring them up. Now, they've been not experimenting, but they've dismantling. They've been trying to figure out how these things work, how to get them to turn on, how to maybe utilize the technology. And the military, they've been doing a good job because guess what they've also found? A lot of energon. And what do these Autobots need? A lot of energon. So this is a boon for Optimus Prime because it means he can power all of his Autobots again. He can rebuild, he can fix, maybe awaken a few more if any are still sort of not functioning. And this is incredible. Now, the military, they're very, very helpful here. And of course, this military isn't doing it just out of the goodness of their heart. But who leads it? Well, Miles Mayhem. Of course, he's called Mayhem. Look at him. Look at this man. He's definitely got some kind of hidden agenda. Okay, but we're going to find out what it is, I guess, as this story unfolds. Now, back on the Ark, and Shockwave is in a proper prison now. He can't escape. And the other 2 robots, they are walking around there, getting their bearings, figuring out what their next step is. And guess what happens? Well, of course, the robot jumps out and attacks him, this Decepticon. Now, this is the thing that I'm confused about. I probably need to reread some of the stories. He jumps out and goes, where were we? Those creatures, such horrible monstrosities. I've never seen anything like it. And then we see what he saw. Where did we go? And this bit, I'm kind of confused about. I don't know what this means. I'm going to have to reread some of the books. Maybe this ties into maybe Void Rivals or one of the books. I'm sure my sometimes co-host on our comic book show, Jim, will tell me like that. He'll know. But for me, I don't know what it is. But it is all very interesting. Now we jump back to Cybertron, continuing the story in Cybertron, where Cliff Jumper was sent across to sort of get some help, basically. Now, when he landed there, he felt a little bit out of place, this show, because the robots there, they are trying to take down the Decepticons. And Elita 1 here, she is heading off that force. And she wanted to use the resources that he brought, because they created a new robot, by the way, to fight on Cybertron and take Cybertron back. But he sent this robot back to help Optimus Prime because he knew that they needed him more. And that's what happened. So now she's very, very angry about this. She believes this little robot here, this poor little thing, Cliff Jumper, is a traitor. And she's also decreed that Optimus Prime has abandoned us. She's very angry that Optimus has not come back to free Cybertron. She doesn't really understand what's going on over there. She sees that as a slight. So she has decided he has abandoned us. There is no victory to be had here with our forces divided. Without him and the other Autobots, our cause is lost. And he's like, what's going on here? And she turns around and says, Optimus Prime is no longer our ally. He is our enemy. So we have a huge reveal here that some of the allies back on Cybertron are now maybe going to be pointed against Optimus Prime and his little band of stranded Autobots. Really, really good fun. I mean, look at the art. Don't they look amazing? I love this. It feels like Darren Warren Johnson never left, which is exactly what Robert Kirkman is trying to do. He's not trying to shock you with some different storyline, some huge leap from what you had before. He's slowly bringing in his story, making you feel comfortable with it, giving you gorgeous art just like the previous 2 years worth of work, some new characters, some new robots, some new fun. It is glorious. I really, really, really enjoy this book. And I never thought I would. Honestly, when they started this series, I thought, okay, it's going to be another Transformers series. I'm 50 now. Maybe I've grown out of Transformers comic books. Guess what? No, I haven't. No, I have not. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Megatron is just so towering and intimidating and dark. I love it. I love it. So in case you haven't noticed, this is a definite thumbs up for me. Robert Kirkman, Dan Mora, and the whole team I've taken this book to the next level, and I couldn't be happier. So there we go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments as usual. Have a little chit chat. Like the video if you can, and almost definitely transform that subscribe button into subscribed. And I really, really appreciate it. That's a bad joke. I'm really sorry. I might as well write Spider-Man comics. That's how bad it is. So take care, read more comics, and we'll see you soon.